Hey guys, Dominic Nesci here. Welcome to part 2 of my video series about what is driving growth locally. This is a good little video where I get to catch up with one of the sales directors at Greenland Group and go through their latest sites. What I like about this one is that we get to see the main amenity and the reasons why they are impacting this area directly. Let's jump in and have a look. This is the site that I've been so excited to go in and have a chat about. Now, Chow has been very, very kind. He is the sales director of Greenland Group. They are an incredible developer. They do sites all over Sydney, big international brand. And I've just been pumped to talk about this one because this is one of very few development sites that is actually going to change the whole of the Erskineville precinct. Now, Chow, thank you very much for today. I'm very, very happy and excited to meet you.
Thanks for coming.
This is a privilege of our clients to get to actually talk about a master plan community. So from what I understand, we've got about 350 units in its first 2 stages. We've started construction. We're going to be finishing in by about 2020. And we've got about 1,400 units in total. Now, how long are we going to be developing this site for?
So the site is going to take about 5 to 6 years for the whole site to be completely delivered to our purchasers.
That's awesome. So, 1,400 units over 6 years. It's not a lot of units, it's going to be drip fed, great. And can we talk about the actual commercial precinct, the park, the community? You've got big brands like Urbis, you've got Tract, you've got a number of key companies that are working on the community aspect. And looking at the plans, you've got some great thoroughfares, lots of greenery, trees. So let's chat about that.
Yeah, now, Dominic, the retails and the park within the project is definitely the heart and soul of the entire project. Now that's what separates us away from other developments. And it's very exciting. We're putting cafes, restaurants, specialty shops, supermarkets, and also secondary supermarkets like the Fresh Foods Farmers, groceries going in there. And that's right in front of a 7,500 square meters greenery parkland.
So Greenland Group are turning this old warehousing space into a whole bunch of interesting amenity. That 7,500 square meters of green space is about the size of a soccer field. Now surrounding that, you've also got 10,000 square meters of retail and commercial. That can translate to about 50 specialty stores, cafes, bars, restaurants, a whole bunch of interesting retailers. Now that is super interesting because that'll increase demand for the area, creating a space where people could commune, hang out, be together, and really get into the mix. Now what they're also doing is opening the whole space up to a whole bunch of interesting amenity.
Now in our development, we don't have a pool nor a gym under strata. So what it means is you don't pay strata fees for those amenities that you don't need for some people. Now, we do have provision of space for private operators to bring their facilities in, but you do have an option if you want to pay or not, and to use it or not. Now, for our residents, we do have a rooftop garden, which beautifully decked out. You get great district view, panoramic view down into Alexandria, and it's just a fantastic view over the terraces and the tree lines.
Can you tell us about some of the construction or who's actually going to do the job?
Yeah, well, we can't reveal exactly which company it's going to be building them, but we are running a tender process with the public. We are inviting Tier 1, Tier 2 builders to come and tender, so put their best foot forward. But we are closing in on a Tier 1 builders as we speak.
Great. So just to give you an idea, what that means is we're using construction teams that are building Australian Technology Park, Homebush Stadium, these big commercial projects with big balance sheets, and the ability to just deliver on detail is so incredibly important. And it makes the development secure. It means that they're going to complete it and do a fantastic job. So you said something interesting earlier, that you ran a design competition for the builder, but then also for the interior stylist. You can really see that when you look at this kitchen and you jump into the features, they're using Alexander & Co. So for those people who don't know who they are, they did the Sheaf, they did Coco Republic's room as well. They did the Morrison Bar. So a lot of these places that you're used to partying, having a great time and just seeing this beautiful design aesthetic, they've actually designed this kitchen. Now don't get too caught up because it is aesthetically pleasing, but it's also very practical. So do you want to tell us about some of the practicalities that's gone into these kitchens?
Well, I think first off we can look at the bench top, for example.
Yeah.
Now, it's a marble-looking reconstituted stone bench top.
Yep.
So what it does is it eliminates all the pores. And if you have red wine spill over, you just wipe it off. It's never going to get stained. And
Yep.
it's very, very durable. Temperatures, yeah.
So it means that you know, this is for families. You can have your children not be scared they're going to break all your cabinetry and pour red wine all over your things.
Yeah, exactly right. So that's part of the design brief where we needed something that's aesthetically pleasing as well as practicality to accommodate for all our buyers. And apart from that, we also included a ducted range hood in all our developments, including this one. So if you have any heavy cooking, steak cooking, you'll be assured that it's not going to, you know, cause a mess.
Fire alarms are going to go everywhere.
That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. You've got the integrated appliances. You've just gone to every expense to make sure that it's practical, looks good, and it's just going to feel good. So if I were to go and try and just get into the site, what would I be looking at buying?
Right, Dom, we started selling a couple of months ago. Now you've missed out on the first heat, but we still have something that is very, very convincing. We've got a great one-bedroom apartment at $752,000.
Yep.
Yeah, and that gets you a 57 square meters internal.
That's big.
It's really nice, and it looks out with a bit of a view into the Central Park, which is quite good as well. And that sits in level 4. Just on building B.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a one-bedroom apartment, 50 square meters each internal. You're looking out into the park, so it's a beautiful little unit. Now let's just say I save up my pennies and I've got a little bit more money to go and spend. What are the majority of people buying at the moment? Like, what are your two-bedders? How big are they? How much do they cost?
Yeah, no, the two bedrooms are particularly popular. Now, in fact, all the north-facing ones, looking into the city views, they are extremely popular. And the price range for those premium apartments, you're looking at between sort of $1.2 to $1.3 million. And that's definitely very popular.
And how big are they internally?
They're around 78 square meters internal. Some goes up to about 85 square meters in total, internal. So including the balcony, you'll be looking at about 85 to 95 square meters in total, which is fairly big.
You obviously get your car park. And
all the two-bedroom comes with the parking right downstairs secure.
yeah, excellent. Now let's assume that I win the lottery. What is the best apartment? What am I buying in this development? And what's the, you know, what are the ones that everyone really wants to save and aspire towards?
No, I think that the best apartment that we have, it's gonna be the penthouse. So we have a penthouse, 4-bedroom penthouse in building B at the top level, level 7. It looks out into the Erskineville Oval where you can see the NRL players sometimes practicing, which is quite good, banging city views, and it's got a wraparound balcony. So that apartment is roughly around 250 square meters. And
in total space?
In total space.
So what's the internal and external of that? What's the breakup?
Yeah, so the internal was roughly around 180 square meters plus the external.
That's huge.
It's very, very big, yes. And it's priced at $3 million at the moment.
Wow, that's great actually, because 180 square meters internal, that is massive. That's bigger than most terraces around here, and probably a comparable price, not to mention it's brand new, cracking city views, and look, I'll probably have to save my pennies. So look, I want to say thank you very much for your time today. You've gone through everything in a high level of detail. I really love what you're doing for the community. You're you know, a generous developer in that you're putting in so much time, diligence and care into getting all of the right people on board to deliver something special, and you can really see that. So I just want to take the time to say thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you, Dominic. Thank you very much.
So there you have it, guys. We've got one big developer changing the landscape of this area locally, which is going to be pushing growth. So if you like this video, like it. If you've got something to say, leave a comment. If you want to share it with all of your friends. Stay tuned for part 3 of the video series, and I'll see you all soon.